So, speaking today on you and your time. You and your time. What the heck is she talking about? Well, here's the thing there's so many hours in a day, and there's all these different roles that we play. And if you are a business owner, then you know that sometimes you feel like your work is never done, right? Because there's always like that next project that you're thinking about, or you didn't get something done and there's you know a quarterly report due or info due to your accountant, or your social media person needs this by the deadlines, responsibilities, things that keep things going. And if you are a solopreneur or you're in a limited staff situation, that can be challenging. And even if you have a staff and you're a business owner, you carry that responsibility like all the time. Now, I've had people that I've worked with who have big careers, and they're like, that's the same thing, because the higher up the corporate climb, we'll call it that, they have more and more and more and more things that they're responding. More people rely on them, or more people's lives rely on them. So the greater the responsibility, the greater the different roles, maybe even the greater the number of roles. So what do I want to say here? Well, you will be better with your spouse, with your partner, with your children, with your staff, with your friends, with your family, with your parents. You will be better with them when you prioritize the time for you every day, like carving out at least a half hour. I actually carve out, several hours most of the time, because I get a lot done for me, and I feel like I'm really empowered. I'll study, which I love to study. Not everybody is a scholar. I have that kind of bent to my personality. I always am enjoying like expanding my base of learning. And when you lead people, there's a responsibility there. So to stay ahead of the curve. You're not leading if you're not reading, and you're not listening to certain podcasts or audios, or watching videos, reading books. Like, there's things that you do for your personal development. That's part of my me time. That's part of what I'm calling your you time. But it's also meditation. It's also exercise. It's also just stepping back. Maybe it's a bath. Maybe it's a shower. Maybe you walk the dog. When you walk the dog, you get that break from whatever's going on at home, and allows you to be still, and remember who you are. And in the stillness, in the remembering of who you are, you show up differently in your relationships. You show up better. You just show up better. You're more understanding. You're more calm. You're more compassionate. It's more automatic to be that way. Maybe you time is a nap. Naps are awesome. Today, for some reason, I have no need for a nap. Probably because I have some studying to do. I'm going to present something that I at a workshop tonight that I've not presented before, and I have to do some studying of the slides, so it's seamless. But I'll enjoy that. I'll enjoy doing that because I love living my work. I love being passionate about everything that I do. But when you are passionate about what you do, it requires a lot of energy. So you have to make sure that you're putting it back. You have to put the energy back. It's like, even in your own, a lot of times we hear people talk about relationships being like bank accounts. You can only withdraw so much before you're overdrawn. You want to always make sure you're depositing more than you're withdrawing. Hopefully, over time, a lot more, right? But that's the same for you. You have an account like that. You have a personal account like that. And you want to make sure that you're filling up that account. So carve out time for you. That is just the message. Such a simple message. And yet so few of us actually practice it. I didn't used to for the longest time. Oh my goodness. To rewind and just apply that. Holy guacamole. Well, things would be different. Passing that on to you. If you're not doing it, I would recommend starting. If you've been doing it, maybe you're not doing it as consistently as maybe you once did, or maybe you've never gotten consistent with it. Get consistent with it. It is such a life changer.